Hello and welcome to this week's unboxing video. Today we're going to unbox one of my favourite tanks, the T-64. This one by Trumpeter, 1/35 scale, with a total of 550 pieces. Enough waffling, let's take a look at what you get in the box. Lift top box with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bags of plastic, set of decals, small sheet of photo etch, clear sprue, a lower hull tub, a turned aluminium gun barrel, and a turret. Not to mention the instructions and painting guide. Let me change mats and we'll take a look at the sprues in detail. Okay, let's start off by looking at the hero parts. This is the lower hull tub, one piece. Nice moulded detail on that. A couple of moulding tabs that need to be removed at the front half of the hull. Then we have the turret top. Again, nicely moulded. No problems with that, no flash at all. And the last hero part, which is the rear engine deck. Again, nicely moulded piece. A couple of knockout marks to be removed, but no flash and well done. Okay, sprue C. It contains a side sponson, various shock absorber components, searchlights, grab handles, searchlight mount, and that appears to be suspension arms. Again, nicely moulded, a few knockout marks on the insides of surfaces, but neatly presented. Sprue E consists of two side lockers, the hull digging implement, a rear turret basket box, the dry sprocket mounts, and a few other grab handles. Again, nicely mounted, a little bit of flash on the dozer attachment, but nicely rendered. Now we have sprue N, which consists of side skirts, a plastic gun barrel, rear turret searchlights, and marker light. Again, no flash present, knockout marks on the insides, but again, nothing we can't handle. Sprue L consists of the anti-aircraft machine gun, commander's searchlight, and the mountings for the anti-aircraft gun. Again, nicely moulded, no flash present at all. Sprue G. This consists of the exhaust grills at the back of the tank, glacis armour, front hull armour, the side vanes that protect the idler wheels at the front of the tank, smoke discharger mounts, part of the snorkel, and the wading guard. Again, nicely moulded, no flash present. Next, we have sprue D, which consists of the upper hull top, the engine grills, lifting lugs, lights, small detail fittings for the hull, and the headlight guards. Again, nicely moulded, no flash present, but as always, ejector pins on the inside. Sprue E consists of the lower turret, another 2 halves of a plastic gun barrel, again the trim vane, a couple of hatches for the turret, the choice of loaders hatches and choice of commander's hatches by the looks of things. Again, auxiliary fittings for the turret obviously on this one. Again, no flash present, ejector pins, well moulded. Sprue M consists of the side skirts, the gill armour plates that go on the side, which make this particularly this marks out this particular vehicle. Rear snorkel. Not quite sure what those are. Oh, those are the mounts for the grill armour. The rear snorkel, and again another choice of commander's cupola. Ejector pin marks as always, but no flash present at all. Very nice. Now, this is Sprue H. There are two of these supplied in the kit, and these are for the external fuel tanks and the back of the vehicle. There's the two halves of the tank, the ends, the mounts, tow cable shackles, and the towing eyes, and a few other small detail parts. I think those are for those pieces here for the light mounts on the front of the tank. Those are fuel filler pipes, and very nicely done. Sprue B, of which again there are two of these. These this sprue consists of the drive sprocket, suspension units, swing arms, smoke dischargers, and various other hull fittings, including the SIP boxes for the crew personal equipment that are mounted on the sides of Soviet tanks. Again, nicely rendered, no flash present, the ubiquitous injector pin knockouts, but nicely detailed, nicely moulded. Sprue A, of which there are 5 in the kit. These consist of the road wheels, the hubcaps, idler return rollers, and grab handles, and I'm not quite sure what those pins are for, but we'll find out. Again, nicely rendered, nicely moulded. Sprue A, of which there are 2, are Lincoln length tracks. Not to everyone's taste, but this was a nice little set from Trumpeter. Other options are available for this kit. Again, upper runs, lower runs, drive sprocket idler, and individual links to go around the wheels. Again, nicely moulded. Surprisingly enough, no knockout pins on the track links, which is a bonus. And we have finally Sprue J, which is the rubberized nylon plastic stuff. A couple of mantlet covers, some engine vent grills, the spent ammunition bag, the end covers for the snorkel, mud flaps, and of course the ubiquitous unditching log moulded in this vinyl plastic rubber. And we have the final plastic sprue, which is the transparencies, vision blocks, headlights, spotlight lenses, moulded in clear plastic. Again, very nice, no flash present. Now, I did tell a porky in the opening, there isn't just one small photo etch fret, there's actually 3 photo etch frets. Let's have a look, see. Get a bit of bags. Why are you fighting me? There we go. This photo etch fret A, which consists of track grousers, side skirt mounts. Those are the tie down log components, the mud scrapers, and a few other fittings. Fret B consists of again track grousers, smoke discharger mounts, the gun barrel securing ring, look like vents for the engine deck. Again, not bad. And finally we have the small sprue, which I originally thought, or the small fret I originally thought was it. This obviously consists of some vision blocks for the optics, and I think those look like they're fold over covers for the turret. Again, nicely done. So, small photo etch sets. And the last part, of course, is the water slide stickers, which is not wanted to come out of the bag. There we go. Covered with the protective film. Again, white numbers on a dark blue. Camera may not pick these up, but the still images will. The usual bort numbers and Soviet emblems, typical of the era. And with that, let's take a look and see how the tank builds up. Okay, colour schemes, well, you're limited. Russian 4BO green. You have a choice of obviously different turret numbers on the decal set, but that's your options, green or green. I'm sure that if you hunt around you can find some multicoloured camouflage that the Russians experimented with in the 90s to potter about with. Let's have a look at how the kit builds up. Okay, the usual Trumpeter A4 booklet with the read before assembly, decal application and the usual ideograms to help put a model together. Page 2 is the sprue layout, where you can find the component parts and what sprues there are. Stage 1 is assembly of the lower running gear or the lower hull, suspension arms, bogies, drive sprockets, scrapers and other lower hull fittings, including making the wheels. Page 4 is final attachment of lower hull fittings, attaching the wheels. Stage 3 is assembly of the tracks, drilling out the holes in the upper hull. Part 4 is assembling of fittings to the upper hull and the rear hull deck. Stage 5 is attaching the rear hull decks to the front hull deck to the lower hull. Step 6 is making the left hand side skirt mudguard. Stage 7 is assembly and fitting of the right hand. Step 8 is the assembly of the gill armour that fits on the side of the vehicle. You have a choice, you could put them in transport position, which is folded back, or in deploy position, which is sticking out. Step 9 is assembly of the rear unditching log, and you make a choice of how you're going to, what sort of turret you're going to build. They call it Estate 1 and Estate 2. And then there's the assembly of making the upper turret. Sorry, I've just been caught by this one. Make holes profundly. I'm sure that translates. Stages 10 is assembly of fittings that go onto the turret, the upper turret to the lower turret half, and the choosing of what option you have for guns, or how you want the gun displayed, slightly elevated or horizontal. Stage 11 is assembly of other turret fittings, tie downs, grab handles, vision blocks. Stage 12 is the assembly and fitting of all the spare ammunition, the zip boxes and the loader's hatch and the guns. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the guns and the parts you actually get a turned aluminum gun barrel. Stage 13 is assembly of the anti-aircraft machine gun, fitting of the commander's cupola. And finally, stage 14 is putting the turret onto the hull. All told, this is one of my favourite Soviet tanks of the Cold War era. When you actually see one, the actual tracks are half a metre wide, but the wheel depth is only 30 centimetres. There's a massive difference between the wheels and the tracks. A reasonably priced kit, and the only version of the T-64 on the market. So that's the Trumpeter T-64 model 1972. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Bye.